Hi, I'm Justin from Justin Butler Electrical, and today we're in the city of Oxford, where our engineers have been working for about a week carrying out a property rewire. So we're going to go inside and take a look and see where they're up to and what work they got to finish off. So here we are, we're inside. The engineers have got a few switches and sockets left to fit. 80–85% of the job is now kind of complete. So most of the wiring has been pulled in, all the chasing along the walls has been done, sockets have been fitted, a few more switches left. There is a bit more wiring left to do, and that's to pull cables in for a few smoke detectors. So later on we'll have a look at how that's done, and you'll be able to see how we're routing the cables through the floor above here to get the detector on the ceiling below. So let's take a look and see where the guys are up to. So the engineers have made a hole in the ceiling at the position where the smoke detector is going to go. They then put the rods through that hole to gain access through to the floor space above, where Matthew, the apprentice, is waiting. He then tied on the cable to the end of the rod, and that was taped on, and then the engineer down here has pulled that through. And that is the first point of the circuit for the smoke detectors. So we're now on the floor above where the smoke detector was fitted. The smoke detector is roughly around that area below, and that's where the engineer poked the rod up through the floor, and the cable was tied on and pulled back down. So this is the floor space where the cables are now routed through, and it's going to make its way around that way to the next detector, and then this is the cable that's going to link that detector to that detector, and that's going to keep looping around until we pick up all the detectors needed throughout the property. So now that you've seen our engineers pulling a cable through the joist, that's how we route all the cabling for the entire property, is through the floor space that runs between the ceiling below and the floor above. So these cables that come to the sockets have made their way through to this point here, and we've drilled through the final beam that's nearly tight against the wall. They've drilled a hole through, routed the cables up, and they've had to make a small channel down the wall behind the skirting, and then the cable has been pulled up behind there, and here you can see the socket is on the wall. And that's done in the same way for the sockets below this floor, but we've had to make a channel down the wall to the socket, and we'll go to that and see how that looks down there. So there's still a couple of days work left here, and one of the jobs that is going to be left to do is installing the consumer unit into this cupboard. Now this is where all the circuits come back to, so all the lighting, sockets, cooker, smoke alarms for example, they all come back to this position here, and eventually this old fuse board will be taken off the wall and will be fitted in a brand new consumer unit onto the wall, and all the circuits will be connected and terminated into that, and then that is how the power is distributed around the circuits of this property. So this is where the main water supply comes into the property, and it is at this position where we need to ideally make the bonding connection onto the pipe here. So this is the 10mm earth cable, which will connect onto the pipe clamp. There's a ring crimp that's being connected onto the end of the cable. That'll make its connection onto the pipe clamp, and then this cable makes its way back to where all the cables come back in the cupboard, and eventually the consumer unit will be fitted. So our engineers have got a couple more days to finish off the electrics here. They're going to be placing floorboards back down, putting in the last few cables for the smoke alarms. There's some light fittings to fit, smoke detectors to fit up in place. That then will lead to the final part, which will be fitting the consumer unit, which is downstairs in the cupboard where all the cables have been routed back to. Once everything has been connected and all the final fittings have been done, the engineers will go around and do the testing, and when the testing is complete and all the test results come back as expected, we'll then move on to energizing, finishing off the final testing, and they'll fill out the test certificate. That'll make its way back to our office where it'll be reviewed and verified by our QS, and that will make its way to the customer for the completion of the job. Thank you for watching the video today. If you like our content that we're creating, then please feel free to like and subscribe to our channel, and we'll hopefully see you in the next one. Thank you.